I just finished My Beautiful Man Eternal, which is a 2023 movie. It's an hour and 43 minutes long after 2 seasons of My Beautiful Man. I'm just going to start out. It's a 7 out of 10. We're just going to put that on here. Hold on. What's going up with the other ones? Season 1 was like this. Season 2, if you recall, was pretty much the same thing as Season 1, so that's why it got a little bit worse. And this one is pretty much the same thing as Season 2 and Season 1, but since it's a movie format, there's a little bit of differences, so I kind of bumped it up again, because it was like, out of all these, this is probably the best one. And you don't need to watch any of the rest to understand it, because it talks about it. So what's up with My Beautiful Man Eternal? The first season is about a guy who has a stutter who falls in love with this very, very popular guy, and he sees him as a king, pretty much, and him as, like, a lowly, fucking pathetic piece of dust compared to him, and he kind of devotes his life to making sure that the king is doing alright. And that's the same thing as Season 2. And in both seasons, the king is like, hey, I want you to be my equal, not just see me as something to be praised. You know, I'm a human too. Please just, I just want to have like a normal relationship with you. I love you. And in the end, the guy who's like, oh, I'm such a lowly speck of dust is like, oh, I think I understand a bit. I'll kiss you. But also, you're the king and I'm a lowly speck of dust. Guess what happens in the movie? Now, I enjoyed it. I left the movie smiling and going like, oh, that's cute. Like, it's a good, fine movie. I think it's just the first season. I don't recall if the second season had this, but there's an imaginary scenario that happens where the nerdy guy fucking shoots up a diner and a school at one point, and I was like, whoa, and I talk about that in my other review. This one does not have any guns, but it does have a knife at one point. And they do, I will say, this show does a really good job at that representation of feelings or of actions that may not be actively being done at that time. It's very metaphorical, and I do like that, even though it's still quite grounded in reality. But when you see petals falling, you know it's not real, you know? Now, it has great actors. It has an interesting premise. Like, how can I, this speck of dust, be anything? And how can I mean anything? Like, I'm just so pathetic to this king. And then figuring out, you know, actually, we can be equals. We can make decisions together. He loves me. I love him. Like, let's figure this shit out like adults. But that's like my biggest gripe with this, is that it's the same issue over and over again. In this movie, the king is like, hey, I just want to have conversations with you and have you decide some things once in a while. Like, it's always me that makes the final call. Like, I want to hear your opinions. And he does it at the beginning, the speck of dust guy, where he's like, oh, if we move, you know, it would be good if we were near transportation because that would be good. But don't put that into consideration. Only think about yourself. And I'm like, I get it. Like, you need flaws for characters at the beginning to then, like, overcome. But the thing is, like, they never really overcome that. Because he's still like, I'm here to serve my king in any way I can. But in this one, it's like, he can kiss him on the lips rather than the hand, you know? And you're like, okay, but you guys have already fucked. So what does that say? Like, okay, yeah, your kissing on the lips is more meaningful, sure, and it kind of shows more of, like, equality within your relationship rather than one submitting to, like, kissing a hand and stuff. Even though the king didn't really want that, he would be like, kiss me, and then the other dude kisses his hand, and he's like, what the fuck? You're like, just kiss me. Anyways, so it's like, it's weird that it's so in your face, like, they talk about this issue, and yet it never really gets resolved, and that's so frustrating. And while shit does happen in 2 seasons and in a movie, it feels like it's going at a snail's pace. Maybe a little bit faster than a snail's pace. Like, fucking a newborn kitten with a broken leg. Like, that's how fast it feels. Because it's like, stuff does happen, but it feels like nothing happens, especially since it's repeating the same flaws, like the same character flaws that we've seen for 2 seasons now. And it's just like, I don't know. This was definitely the Speck of Dust guys movie. The King feels very stagnant. I mean, they're both stagnant in their characterization pretty much, but like, he had some stuff to do and things happened to him, but I talked about this far more than I thought I was going to. It's just like, I was very surprised. Like, it's still enjoyable, but I feel like I've been tricked into watching something 3 times, but just done slightly different. Again, the actors are great. The guy who plays the king, mwah, I think he does a fantastic job. Even though he wasn't kind of like the main focus of this movie, he steals it. He steals every scene that he's in, for me at least. And I don't know, it's just, I wouldn't say it's like average. That's why I'm giving it a 7. Like, I like symbolic imagery. That's my huge thing. So whenever there's like imaginary scenes or whatnot, I really love that. And oh my god, the bathtub scene. I wish that was longer. Oh my god. But besides that, it's decent. So go ahead and watch it, and you don't really have to watch the first 2 seasons.